Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Contracting Chatter. Grab your business bestie, your contractor's notebook, your favorite beverage, because I'm live. I just hopped off another live and came here. And once I'm finished here, I'll probably jump back on her live. So I've had my coffee. I've actually been up for 2 hours already. Mm. Oh my God. It has been, I just jumped off an amazing conversation. I will more than likely go back over there. The conversation I was on was talking about, we were just on that conversation, we were talking about the Trump's interview at the National Black Journalists Convention. And what we were analyzing was the journalist who interviewed him. Thank you, Kiki. The journalist who interviewed him and her decorum or lack thereof. And that's a good springboard into compliance. There is a method that exists in every industry. Period. There is a method that exists. There's a way that you're supposed to conduct yourself. There are rules. that that govern, hold on, I'm sorry, that govern how you're supposed to there are rules of how you're supposed to govern yourself and your business that dictate the way you do everything. And that woman and the way she conducted that interview just violated every tenet of compliance. And that's where people go wrong. Your feelings don't dictate how you conduct business. Your feelings do not dictate any of that. What dictates everything in business are the rules of the land, and there's a compliance factor to everything. Point blank, period, simple. And when you become non-compliant, it's costly. Non-compliance costs you your reputation. It costs you strategic partnerships. They cost you your monetarily through I'm sorry, give me a minute. they're costly. And people want to ignore that for some reason. People want to ignore the cost factor associated with a non-compliance. And my question to you is, how high of a price are you willing to pay to keep ignoring it? Now, somebody is sitting there thinking, and as you scroll out of this live, because it's not juicy gossip, I pay attention. People stay in the juicy gossip lives, and that's cool. People, I pay attention to my analytics and my metrics. People stayed in my certification live because you felt like that live had so much to give you. But I'm telling you, my compliance live will keep more money in your pocket and in your business bank account than any certification live I will ever teach. When my certification training go up, I will probably sell that one until the cows come home. When my compliance one goes up, I want you to do that. People do not value a non-compliance training until they get hit with a non-compliance. Then you want to beat down the doors to a compliance person to get you out of trouble. But by that point, you're staring down a fine of a couple of $100,000, depending upon the size of your organization. You have to write that check to the government. You need somebody to help you negotiate those fees down or do a payment schedule. I mean, there's this talk, somebody's telling me, just make a payment schedule, and then you miss a payment and you're back at square one. Because nobody wants to talk about the thing that underpins your whole business, and that's compliance. Nobody wants to talk about the unsexy part of the business, the foundation. Sales is cool. Marketing is cool. We all need sales. Marketing gets you seen. Sales is what keeps your business going. They're all important. The proposal is where the government purchases from you. That's your sales. Writing an effective and efficient proposal is important. I will never tell you it isn't. Being compliant in that proposal is important. Because if you don't pass the compliant office audit at every stage in the game, which is why I wrote the ebook Stages of Government Contracting, you can be hit with a major non-compliance. Non-compliances cost you. Non-compliances cost you. And my question to you is, how big a check are you willing to write? Every decision or non-decision is a decision. Choosing to not be involved in compliance is a decision. It's a decision to write a bigger check than you have to. Mitigating your risk, and to mitigate risk means to take action to reduce them. It's a decision to reduce compliance. It just makes me wonder sometimes how many people are committed to the success of their business and how many people are committed to just saying they own one. And there's a difference. Because when you're committed to the commitment, You're committed to every aspect of business, which includes learning how to be compliant. And for those who are seeking a definition, compliance is following the rules and regulations of your industry. Is following the rules and regulations of the government in every time, all the time, and I'm going to take it a step higher. When somebody comes into your business, they should be able to go through your systems and prove it systematically that you're following the rules and regulations, i.e., your policies and procedures, i.e., your accounting, should prove that you're following the rules and regulations. That's compliance. I know people confuse ethics and compliance. They do it all the time. Ethics is when you're doing the right thing and nobody is looking. That's ethics. And ethics is important. Compliance is obeying the rules and regulations. And having strong ethics tied to strong compliance makes you an unstoppable business. But this is the unsexy side of business nobody wants to talk about. It's not the razzle dazzle. Good morning, Fuller. So are you committed to the commitment, or are you committed to just saying I'm a business owner? I think a lot of people are committed to the title and not to the work. Did you know, technically, these lives packing people's orders, when they show the person's name, they should ensure that that person's address is not shown. Technically, you shouldn't show the person's name unless they request it. Now, the live where they show that the person is requesting. Now, why are you saying that you would be homeless in 2025? You're too special to be homeless in 2025. Cut that out. These lies that we see online where people are packing other people's orders, unless that person is requesting their order is packed online, technically you're non-compliant. You're violating privacy, and it's a fine line that you're dancing on when you're packing somebody's order online and you're using their real name. It's a technicality, and I stumbled upon it by accident. It's a technicality. So unless that person requests that you pack their order online, or if you're using their name, Sarah wants me to pack her order, and it's order number 4279, you're dancing on a line. Now, if you said Sarah has requested we pack her order live, that's different. She gave permission. It's a fine line you're dancing with. They're non-compliance. Now, somebody's saying she's being over the top. You would be surprised how people's personal information gets leaked, hacked, and all types of information gets out online. And if it can be traced back to your order or the fact that you packed their order online, you're responsible. It is so. That is why if you don't have insurance, business liability insurance, you're playing with fire. That is why when you set up your company, people have the famous LLC, but you're treating your company as a petty cash fund. Honey, make sure you're not breaking your corporate seal, your corporate protection by using your corporate bank account as your own personal bank account. Stop it. Protect your corporate seal. You should have a board of advisors. I didn't say board of directors. I said board of advisors. And somebody's saying, what's the difference? Simply put, you should have a business attorney that you can advise to say, look, this is what I want to do. Can I do it? You should have a corporate compliance officer that's different from an attorney. You may want to bounce a question off of somebody that's not necessarily a legal question, and you don't want to pay the legal fee, but it's a compliance question to see if you're complying with the laws of the land. I'm a compliance officer. You can have me on retainer. You need to have a bookkeeper and an accountant. Bookkeepers are not accountants. They don't serve the same function. You need to have a tax person and a tax advisor. They can be the same person, and they're not always the same person. Everybody who does taxes is not a tax advisor. What is the purpose of a tax advisor? They can help you save on your taxes. President Trump, I don't care if you like him or not, this is not a political statement, made the statement that he utilized the laws of the land to save on taxes. Do you know why the average person doesn't use that? Because they don't know tax laws. Do you know why you don't know tax laws? Because you don't have a tax advisor. Do you know how much a tax advisor costs? If your tax professional also gives tax advice, they can advise you. You don't get tax advisor advice at H&R Block. So instead of looking for the cheapest person, you should be looking for the most cost-effective person. And their tax preparation fees are a tax deduction. As you grow, you learn. And as you learn, you should implement. These are all a part of compliance. If you are a business founder and you're still operating from the place of, I want to get a $5,000 refund, your mindset has not flipped. Flip your mindset to that of a business founder and a business runner. You are now sitting in the seat of the CEO of your company, and if you're still talking about a refund instead of a reset, you need to work in your mindset. These are the things that you need to be discussing. This is August. Have you started getting your taxes together? Somebody saying it's too early. No, it isn't. Your bookkeeper should be keeping your books together and closing out each month. Your tax preparer should be coming in at this point in time, hello, follow me, and telling you what you need to do so that your bookkeeper can be getting your books closed. Are you walking with me? Are you following me? So that when the end of the year comes, you can properly close out your books. Your tax accountant can help you file your FINREC request, because that $500 a day is no joke. That non-compliance is no joke. Hey, Buns. If you have an LLC, file that FINREC. because I believe the due date is October 30th, and every day after that is a $500 a day penalty. So file that. I don't think I should have to file it. Nobody cares what you think. You care what's compliant. Now, if you have money like that, then cut your girl a check, because I'm not giving the government any more money than I'm supposed to. Non-compliances are costly and can shut your business down. A lot of businesses close because of tax bills, fines, and penalties. Get your books in order. Pay somebody to do it. If you're still doing your own taxes, cut it out. It comes a day and a time. I do taxes. I've been doing taxes since I was in college. Guess what your girl do? Get somebody else to do her taxes? You know why? Because at this stage of the game, I shouldn't be doing my own taxes, and I do taxes. Now, if I don't do my own and I do taxes, why are you doing your own taxes? Does that make sense? I'm a compliance specialist. I do compliance all day, every day. Guess what I'm doing in 2025? I am hiring somebody to come in and do a compliance review of my business. I can't see myself, not because I'm not a specialist, not because I'm not capable and qualified, but because the picture can't see its own frame. You trying to audit yourself is ridiculous. We just gonna keep it out there. And if you get offended, go ask yourself why. We adults in this room, and if you're not an adult, you shouldn't be here. Come back when you're grown. It is time out. We building businesses. Stop being Stop being in love with saying I'm a business owner, and start being in love with sitting in the seat of the CEO and making effective and efficient decisions. Thanks everybody who has signed up for the training center. I appreciate it. The certification class will be up today. I had to that workbook. I had to get it. The formatting was crazy. I had to get the formatting right. And that's another example. I shouldn't even be formatting my own workbook, but I did. And slapped myself on the hand. And I'm trained to format workbooks. That's from my other life. But I shouldn't have been doing that. I wasted time. But the training I did on government certifications will be up today. The training, I am doing a 30-day contracting challenge. It is not free. So if you want to become a government contractor, the challenge starts October 1st. It will be set up so you can pre-register for it in the training center. I decided to host it in the training center. On Monday, the video will drop with your actions for the week. On Wednesday is Q&A. And on Fridays, I'm doing open office. You'll receive a link. I will be on that link. You drop in, ask questions, and drop back out. That's why it's paid. It's a paid for challenge. It will start October 1st, 30-day contractors challenge. It is time to go higher, take this thing up. But we have to start with compliance, and that's a self-compliance. Are you compliant with yourself? Are you showing up the way you effectively need to show up? Are you representing your stuff and your brand in the way that you want to represent it? And if the answer is yes, then take it higher. If the answer is no, start stepping up. And with that, I will see you tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another edition of Contractors Chatter. I am your host, Luciana Turner, the founder of the LT&A Consulting Group. Remember this, non-compliances are costly. They cost you time, and they cost you money, and they cost you a bit of your reputation. And at this time, at this stage, you need to ask yourself, how much money, how much time, and how much of your reputation are you willing to spend? And with that, we'll see you tomorrow morning for another edition of Contracting Chatter.